Hi you guys, welcome to the Beauty Revival, where we're inspired by home and the people in it. My name is Brittany and I'm a self-taught interior decorator, and I primarily share my tips and tricks for home decor on my blog, thebeautyrevival.com, and I share how I'm decorating my own home in my personal style on my Instagram account, the.beautyrevival. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about defining your home decor style and where to start when it comes to decorating your own home or a room in your house. So when I first started decorating our home, I had absolutely no experience. I had no idea what I was doing, and I didn't even know what I wanted our house to look like. Or if someone had asked me what my favorite home decor style was, I wouldn't have even known that. So the first thing that I did is I went onto Pinterest, and this is still what I encourage people who are trying to define their style to do. I went onto Pinterest and I just started pinning and pinning and pinning. If I was going to start with my living room in my home, which is the room that I encourage most people to start in because it has the most inspiration and you can kind of branch off into your other rooms once you've defined your style in your living room. If I was going to start with my living room, I just started pinning like 100 images. And sometimes our biggest problem is that we like too many decor styles. That was certainly me, and I know that I get a lot of people who tell me that on Instagram, that they don't know where to start because they like too many things. So once you start pinning, you will start to notice what you gravitate towards the most. So even though I would pin a couple images with a green velvet sofa or a navy blue sofa, I primarily pinned images with a white sofa or sectional. And that's how I knew that I should probably go with a white sofa or sectional so I wouldn't be disappointed later on if I went with something that I wasn't pinning as many photos of, which would be green or blue or whatever. So just start pinning like crazy. And then start looking at all of those pictures and noticing what are the common elements in each one that you're drawn towards. You're going to have to start looking at them and really dissecting them. Instead of looking at them as just the overall image, start to look at the image and think, do I like the gallery wall? Do I like the bohemian rug? Do I like a more country style sofa or a more sleek and mid-century modern sofa? Really start to break apart the image that you're looking at and decide what you're actually drawn to in that picture. Maybe it's a wall color. Maybe it's a type of decor like on a coffee table that's more minimalist or Scandinavian. And you don't even have to know what the terms are. Just start to write down what you like about each picture, and that's going to help you narrow down the look. And then when you're trying to define what your actual style is, you'll probably notice if you're mainly pinning pictures of, let's say, a rustic country homes, and the blog posts that are attached to that style are calling them rustic country or farmhouse, that's going to help you know what that style is called. And then you can start searching more specifically on Pinterest for a farmhouse living room, farmhouse bedrooms, and you can narrow down your search. But at first, Pinterest is going to kind of do that for you anyways, because their algorithm lets them know what pictures you're pinning, and they're going to suggest similar ones for you. So just start pinning, making boards for each room, and then looking carefully at each picture and deciding what it is that you like most in that photo, and that will help to define your decor style as you pin. Now, this doesn't mean that you won't like other styles. So for me, I really like a mixture of many styles. I love boho elements in our home, like pom-poms on my pillows and eclectic little decor objects like polka dot vases and gold bunny rabbits. But I also like sleek mid-century modern furniture, and I like a little bit of European primitive farmhouse. Not a lot, but just a little bit to tie it all together. And that's okay. You don't have to have a house that is perfectly one style. In fact, my favorite way of decorating is eclectic. I like to mix a bunch of different styles so that I can create for myself and clients a unique home that's specific to their tastes, and it doesn't have to look like a perfectly rustic country home unless that's exactly the style that you're going for. Then you can pick items that would all fall under the rustic country home category, and that's okay too. So you're going to start pinning and pinning and pinning and noticing what you're drawn to most. Even though you might be drawn to other styles, you want to narrow in on the ones that you are most often pinning, because that is what you will most likely be drawn to in your own home, even if you like other styles. So the next thing that you need to do is, now that you have kind of defined what you're looking for and defined your style, you need to now narrow your search. So let's say you've decided you like mid-century modern. You're going to start looking up mid-century modern on Pinterest. And like I said, you're going to start noticing what color sofas you like. Maybe you're drawn to a more traditional rug or a shag rug or a completely jute rug. And you're going to start to take notes of what you're drawn to in other people's homes. Now, another thing that I have done in the past when I don't know where to start is I wait for just a single item in a room to kind of jump out at me and be my inspiration point. So for instance, when I was decorating my daughter's rooms in our old house, I had no idea where to start. I didn't even know what I wanted it to look like. So I just would go on Pinterest and wait for that inspiration photo. And I came across somebody's photo that had done an ombre dresser in blue. Now I decided, I'm going to do an ombre dresser in pink, and that was kind of my launching off point, and I worked everything else around that inspiration piece that I saw. Even though I didn't copy it to a T, I still did a different color and my dresser looked different than theirs. It still inspired me. So that's a great way to use Pinterest, is just, you don't have to redo the entire room, just something can jump out at you, and that can be a great place where you start for your room. So once you've started to gather all of these ideas together and you're defining your style and you're starting to notice what types of furniture you want to be looking for, you're going to have to put it all together and see if it looks good. And the best way that I can recommend for you to do this is to create a design board or a mood board. And I have created a tutorial using Canva showing you exactly how to do that, and I will link that in the description box below. It's super easy and it is free. Now, if you want to use the background eliminator that takes a picture of, say, a pillow and removes all of the background so you have just the pillow, I think you do have to upgrade to a paid account to do that, but you don't have to use that tool to create a design board or a mood board. And this is incredibly helpful because most of us are visual when it comes to understanding how something is going to look when it all comes together. I've been decorating for 7 years now, and I still need to see a visual of all of the elements I am recommending or that I'm going to use possibly in my own home. I need to see them all together so my mind can know, okay, that all looks good. And I do this by making design boards and mood boards, and I use Canva to create mine. There's tons of different options. You can Google programs to create a design board or mood board, and there might be one that better suits your needs. But I really like Canva. They're easy and they're free. So you can click down in the description box to see my tutorial on how to create those. And so this is really my steps when it comes to decorating my own home, or in the past when I did interior design for clients, I would start by getting them to pin as many images as they could for their space, either their kitchen, if that's what we were doing, their living room, and noticing which styles they were drawn to the most and which elements they were drawn to the most. And then we started to take those specific elements and create a mood board design around that. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. I would love it if you followed along by hitting that subscribe button. Again, you can find us on thebeautyrevival.com and Instagram at the.beautyrevival and Pinterest at The Beauty Revival.